Hello, grade 2. Today we're going to read The Marathon Rabbit. The story and pictures are by Mike Eagle. And it is a fun story that might happen or might not happen in real life. Let's see. Let's read and you guys will decide. The Marathon Rabbit. It was a beautiful day, the day of the marathon run around the city. Huge crowds had come to watch. Hundreds of runners from all over the country were there to compete. There were tall, short, chubby, and skinny runners wearing brightly colored shirts and running shoes. There were husbands and wives, old people and young people. There were even a few famous runners who had been in the Olympics. And there was a rabbit. Do you see that? A rabbit? And look at him. He's wearing a sweatsuit that says carrot power. That is strange.
He wants to run a marathon?
A wide-eyed official asked. The rabbit stopped doing jumping jacks and looked up.
That's what the note on his sweatshirt says,
The head official replied.
Who ever heard of a rabbit running a marathon?
The first official asked.
Well, there's nothing in the rules that says a rabbit can't participate,
The head official said. The rabbit had started doing hurdle stretches now. It's ridiculous, one of the Olympic runners said.
I've never run against a rabbit before.
The rabbit stopped and looked up again. Neither have I, a woman said, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it? Why not let the rabbit race? Another runner added. The more the merrier, I say. Others agreed. After thinking for a moment, the head official nodded.
Okay, the rabbit competes in the race.
There was a cheer of approval.
But you have to line up at the rear,
the head official said to the rabbit,
so no one will trip and fall over you when the race begins.
Obediently, the rabbit trotted off. At the back of the crowd, he removed his sweatsuit and began his final warm-ups. The other runners hopped and bobbed nervously as the head official gave his final instructions through a megaphone.
Oh, and watch out for the rabbit,
he reminded everyone.
Don't trip over him and hurt yourselves.
Have a good race, Bunny, someone said.
Yeah, good luck, rabbit,
the Olympic runner said, barely smiling. The head officials raised his starter's gun.
Ready?
Bang! The colorful sea of bodies surged forward, heads bobbing up and down. The patter of thousands of footsteps filled the air, drowning out the soft footfalls of the rabbit as he glided effortlessly behind the pack. Two men on police motorcycles led the runners as they began their race around the city. Another pair brought up the rear.
Watch out for the rabbit, Hank,
one official said.
He has a nice stride,
the partner observed. After the first few miles, the group of runners began to spread out. By then, the rabbit was no longer in last place.
Watch it, here comes the rabbit, be careful,
puffed some of the runners as they politely moved aside. Way to go, Bunny, others said. Some even reached down to give the rabbit a little pat of encouragement. After a few more miles, the runners came to a water stand. Spectators clapped as the competitors gulped the water down and sloshed more over their heads. Someone had thoughtfully set some cups on the ground where the rabbit could reach them. 13, 14, 15, 16 miles came and went as the rabbit overtook runner after runner with his easy sloping stride. By the 20th mile, the rabbit had taken the lead. And with just 2 miles to go, the rabbit was by himself, far ahead of the rest of the group.
Hey, it looks like the rabbit's going to win this thing, Jack.
One of the policemen in front said to his partner. What a great stride, the partner said. Soon the finish line drew close. Then thunderous applause rang out as the rabbit crossed it. The officials had thoughtfully lowered the tape for the little competitor, who raised his front paws and jogged to a halt. The rabbit was immediately surrounded by spectators and news reporters with cameras. The head official awarded the first place medal to him and put a small victory wreath on his head. Then, quietly, simply, the rabbit pulled on his sweatsuit and disappeared with his medal. After all the runners had finished and the day had come to a close, the head official talked with his assistants.
Well, it was a great day and a great race,
He said. Strangest thing having a rabbit win it all, another official said.
True, another replied, but he ran a super race.
Well, next year everything will be back to normal, the head official said. Uh-oh, I have a feeling things are not going to go back to normal. Just listen to what this sentence says. At that moment, a loud thumping of feet caught their attention. Oh, I'm almost afraid to turn the page. I wonder who's going to try to compete in the next marathon race. Well, let's turn the page and see. Whoa! And a moose wearing a sweatsuit and bright red running shoes came lumbering up. Okay, that's a really funny story. And look at the face of surprise. Wow, these officials did not see this coming. Well, would you compete against a moose? Because the moose has a note pinned to his sweatshirt. And I see some kids giggling in the back. Let's see what you think. The 7th Annual City Marathon. Who would you compete against? Bye. See you next week, second grade.